Hey guys, Jeremy back with the fan. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this video. Like we were talking, and me and Delilah think it'd be a good idea to get a perspective of a few people that from like a cooking perspective. So we're gonna start with the mother.
Hi.
Alright, Rob, so let me ask you, what was it like growing up for you in your household cooking? Like how old are you when you started cooking food?
Dude, I don't even know. I was young. I was in that kitchen when I was old enough to do anything.
Do you remember the first time you cooked a whole meal by yourself?
Big meal, no. Oh, sorry.
No.
What are you doing?
Reese cup.
Get your fingers off the cup.
Fun.
Stop. I remember being, it got to where responsibilities got put down to me. I was the youngest and I was the last one home. Mom and Dad would work and I would get home from school first, and it became my responsibility to get supper on the table. And if I remember right, my first thing I made was spaghetti. And it was not jar sauce because that was a sin in that house. You know, that was a sin. But I was always at some, like, Dad cooking, Mom cooking, my brother cooking, somebody cooking. I was always there.
I bet you especially were with your brother because he's a big baker.
Yeah. I mean, it was mainly bacon when I was little, because he would have me in there with him helping make the Christmas cookies and the cakes and what have you for Thanksgiving and Christmas and Easter, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, first one I remember making was spaghetti, and I was like 12.
So first big meal.
Big meal was spaghetti.
Before you had teen behind your age.
Yeah, I was 12.
When you were growing up, what was your favorite thing to cook?
What was my favorite thing to cook growing up?
Yeah. That seemed like that you called on pretty easy with cooking.
Honestly, it was spaghetti. That was because Dad made it so much. I mean, I'm sure you remember as much how often we had it. But that was like I mean, we had it at least once a week, and we had it at least once a week, and I was always there, and Dad showed me how to make it from scratch. I mean, we didn't crush the tomatoes and stuff like that.
They went to Italy and got the spices.
I mean, but it was, you made it from tomato sauce.
They went to tomato groves and picked the tomatoes. It's not that type of
I didn't know. I never.
It's not that type of.
No, it wasn't that.
Let's go to Walmart and find what you could.
It wasn't. It wasn't until I was a lot older, like last 5 years, with jar sauce, and learn how to doctor it up and things like that. Because if I brought it into the house, hey, let's try this. This sounds good. No, that was a bad idea.
Okay, so now that you're older and you have 2 kids and everything, and you kind of venture out and cook what you know, like what's your favorite thing to cook now?
What is my favorite thing to cook now?
Yeah.
Anything I could try. I don't know. I'm constantly trying. I mean, you know that. I constantly try to make new things.
Salsa chicken.
Bad experience. I saw
and
something.
For me, it was raviolis and rice. It's just
Yeah, that was a bad idea. But anything I can try to make, because I'll keep trying to learn to make stuff from scratch.
Because one day we're just going to have to come down to that.
I mean, exactly. I mean, and it's really cheaper. There's a lot more process to it, but it's really cheaper to do it that way. But my favorite thing to make overall, even though the kids kind of really don't like it, is baked steak. The cube steak with the gravy and the mushroom and the onions. None of them make it. I ain't had it since in a while.
But she's the only one in the house that eats it.
But, that with the mashed potatoes, and then you take the gravy that you use for the baked steak and the cube steak and stuff. My favorite thing to make that the kids like is when I made those enchiladas, homemade enchiladas.
Enchiladas?
Yep, enchiladas. The kids really like those.
Now, what do you prefer, baking or cooking more, or are they about the same?
It's about the same. I mean, me and my sweet tooth, I prefer baking more, but you know,
And I think the viewers are like our household during the holidays,
yeah,
from the end of October to like the end of January. Something but cookies and cakes.
cookies and cakes and pies and
But not this year.
whatever else
It's gonna be
catches
it's
my
gonna be all
fancy.
keto stuff this year.
Which I thought I sent you a thing for a cake to make, but you know, it was orange creamsicle cake.
I hate you. All right, but now, do you agree with me? The hardest part about cooking is the prep of the food.
Yeah, it is.
The cook, like I was sitting there saying, like unless you're making like a custard or something that constantly has to be stirred, or something like that, the hardest thing.
Stuff
is actually
like that
prepping
is
the
hard to
food.
make. It's the stuff that's the more detailed that you have, not detailed, but the maintenance, like the custards and the candies and things like that. Because I used to make candy around Christmas all the time with the hard candy, and that stuff is a pain to make. Because it's constant maintenance. You constantly got to stir it. Make sure it's not going to burn. Got to have a candy thermometer. But I mean, most of everything else, I mean, it's to the point of I don't hardly measure anymore, cause especially when it comes to certain things
You
that
just
I've
know.
made forever and a day. It's just, you know, what was that one meme? Until the kitchen gods tell you you're done. Yeah, that's kind of how we roll.
Because like for me, a lot of when we make cooking, the only reason why I sit there and say how much something is because it's on
You're
YouTube.
on video and you're
Yeah. I said, well, you just do a dash of this and some of that and some of this, and if it's too spicy, then it's too much.
I hate when people ask me for a recipe. I can't give it. You want an exact recipe? I can't tell you because it's like these are the ingredients. This is about what you do.
I think the only exact recipe that we follow is like the easy bake stuff, like on the box.
Oh, the box
The
stuff
2
and the
eggs,
canned
half
stuff
cup of
and
oil, half cup of milk.
I don't even follow that. So.
You also follow the biscuit thing that we have.
Well, that was where I was making the biscuits from scratch, and I haven't made that enough to got it memorized. I've only like the biscuit recipe and the bread recipe I have on the refrigerator. I found, and it was a test, and I tested it on you all, and big hit. It was a big hit.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually very good.
It was perfect for biscuits and gravy.
It was
Because they were kind of hard and
they
put
didn't.
the gravy on them.
I started saying they didn't. They weren't big, fluffy, but they almost tasted like drop biscuits.
Me personally,
but
I don't like fluffy pancakes. I don't like fluffy pancakes. I don't like fluffy biscuits for biscuits and gravy. I don't. I like the only time I've ever liked them was Tudors.
right.
For me, I'd like to have a nice
but 9 times out of
sturdy
10,
biscuit.
But 9 times out of 10, you get a sandwich from.
Because look at like Bob Evans.
Which we're here where we're at. Tudors is a local place here that's
Homemade.
biscuit. It's not biscuit, but breakfast all day long. Until a lot of the locations close really early, but it's made from scratch biscuits. It's fresh cracked eggs. It's fresh slices of bacon. Sausage, things like that. They cook the food up, and it's so good.
It's called Tudor's Biscuit World. Look it up, and you can see just how. And they have like 20 different biscuits. Like their platters ain't as much because they're known for biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just hits the soul when you get a plain biscuit with butter.
Mm-hmm. And there ain't nothing like their Sunday breakfast. You get a plate full of food.
Now we're going to move on to the teenage section. Now, I know you don't think, hey,
Bloomingdale, your turn.
Mommy's got to go. Alright, now, we know you don't cook as much and everything, but your favorite thing to do is grill. You like grilling out, because you always grill with me. But if you could, put my feet in the video. Sit back. But if you could choose one dish that you've eaten that you want to learn how to cook, what would it be? This could be breakfast, dinner, lunch,
anything.
at a restaurant you may have found that we had.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, he still hasn't tackled the spaghetti yet.
Hey, well, he makes a mean microwave egg.
Now, do you remember what your first big meal was? You cooked by yourself?
Pot roast. Man, I'm proud of myself.
He
on
did
that.
good. He did excellent. I left him be to it. I told him how to do it. I was like, this is what you do, and you throw it in the pot, his crock pot. I was like, well, you done messed up. I said, that's a major thing. I said, that's a major meal. I was like, and you rocked it. I said, the rest of it should come easy.
But see, when it comes to him cooking, his favorite chef is Mike. Roll
Yes.
He cooks mainly microwavable, so he's a teenage boy. So,
I'm too lazy to cook.
but he likes to grill. Whenever I have the grill on, man, he's right there by my side grilling. He can cook a mean burger, a mean hot dog on the grill.
Yep.
I'd rather teach him how to grill first and cook on an electric stove because that's always ready and available. You can always make a fire.
Yep.
So, do you plan on like learning to cook? Like, what's like from the mind of a teenage kid? Like, there any desire to cook?
Sometimes. Sometimes I just feel like it.
And then sometimes you just want to play Call of Duty all day.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I'm not going to spend as much time with you because you don't have much cooking experience, but, like, would you prefer to learn how to cook more or bake more?
I like to learn about a bit same of both.
Which I kind of told him learning to cook is kind of non-optional. I was like, dude, you get out there on your own. I said, it's easier to...
That's what I said in the video earlier when me and Delilah were making dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Was that I want to teach these two how to cook because they'll always have a bed and food that they live with us, no matter how old you get.
Exactly.
But if they decide to leave this house, they're going to have to learn how to cook, and it's not just going to be ramen because that's eventually going to make you sick.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're going to miss that home cooked meal, and then one of these days you're going to learn how to make it, and you don't know how to cook it.
You learn how to do stuff, and I mean, there's so much options available now, though.
And a little side note, those right there, those chips, my God. You want to talk about onion smell? I was sitting in my chair. She was sitting on the couch, and I was it woke me up out of a nap.
Those are got
You can make a mean pot of coffee. I know that.
Me too.
Yes, you too.
Yes, you do. What's wrong, Mister? Are you uncomfortable to be on camera?
For so long.
All them ladies looking at you. Alright, so, now you know if you ever want to learn how to cook, you always, when I'm saying I'm going to cook dinner, you come in with me and you can be in the video. Because every cooking, everything we cook is going to be on the video. So, the only thing we didn't put on the video, the only thing I didn't put on the video was when I baked chicken earlier, but I wasn't necessarily cooking dinner. I was
just
cooking,
kind of prepping stuff.
that's for tomorrow, though, when we were having salad, which...
Whatever's left over, we can freeze that. It'll be already cooked chicken. And
which we can see here tomorrow, make a video of that, prepping the salad and stuff for tomorrow.
yeah.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and let you be. Thank you for your answers. Say what's up, ladies. Alright, now on to the little one.
She's such a ham.
Alright, so you like cooking? Look at the camera.
Yes.
What's your favorite thing to try to cook? You like cooking with mom and daddy? She's a good sous chef. She's
She's
good.
very good.
She needed the egg cracking skills. What are you trying to do? Get your hair down.
Trying to put it in a ponytail.
But yeah, she
Just leave it be for right now, and I'll help you later.
alright, so what do you want to learn how to cook?
Bacon.
You're pretty good with bacon. Now you do not now. Why don't we let you cook near the stove?
Because I will get burnt. Because I will get burnt.
Mm-hmm. But she's good at measuring.
Mm-hmm.
She's good at cracking eggs.
I'm good at grabbing tablespoons.
Yeah.
She's the go-getter when it comes to cooking.
Mm-hmm.
But she helps me make gravy too when I make this gravy.
She helps me make cookies.
Mm-hmm. Like she'll sit at the stove, I'm right there with her. I told her that's the only time is when someone's standing right there with her.
And that's another reason why I like doing the cooking videos is because she sits there and she's learning how to cook stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like him, he knows how to cook sausage links on a stovetop.
Yep.
Very seldom does one come out raw. And that's going to happen to anybody.
Yep.
See, that's the reason why I don't like cooking those.
Sausage
I don't
links.
like cooking sausage, period. Because I'm afraid it's going to turn out raw.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why crumble sausage is one thing, because you tell me
That's
it's like
nothing.
cooking. It's like cooking hamburger.
Yeah.
So. Majestic teenager out of his room. Where to forgive him? It's a majestic teenager.
He's such a
And annoying
ham.
little sister.
Yeah.
And I'm like that, so majestic. See, that's what I'm not doing so much. So I guess it's my turn.
It's your Fern. I said Fern. I meant Fern.
Annie?
My apologies. Hey, no!
No breaking the can.
I didn't break the camera. I flipped it onto me somehow when I was in process
People are
of.
gonna be like,
I know, right?
because
They
all
are.
up close. Yeah.
It was pretty close. Sorry, guys.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So, my dude, what was the first thing you ever learned to
I don't know what to do with my hands.
hold your cup? What was the first thing you ever learned to?
I learned how to cook a lot of stuff.
What was the first?
What's
thing
the
you learned?
what's the movie reference, real quick? Ricky Bobby.
Oh,
Alright, go ahead.
you done?
Yeah.
Reference.
One of his favorite movies. What was the first thing you learned to cook? Don't necessarily have to be a full meal, but just the first thing you learned to
The
cook.
first thing I learned how to cook on my own,
Mm-hmm.
eggs. Because my mom always told me that no matter what, if you go hungry, you can always afford a carton of eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Even now, even with the inflation and stuff, a carton of eggs is pretty cheap. I mean, you can go to Dollar Tree and get a thing of six thing eggs for $1.25.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that you can cook eggs so many ways. Like you can hard boil them, scramble them, fry them, everything like that. And not to mention, you can cook a lot of things with eggs. Like I learned how to make French toast.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the first thing I learned how to cook outside of
You make
eggs.
some bomb French toast, my dude.
Nah, that was like my first thing I learned how to cook that, and I learned how to cook hot dogs.
Eggs and hot dogs.
Yeah, hot dogs was mainly because after I tried to eat one raw, like a little kid does,
Yeah.
and then I got a little older, and I was like, so.
So,
But
okay, so what was the first big meal?
my first big meal ever cooked was actually when I was homeless.
Okay.
You know, it was me and a couple of people in Tent City. And I learned how to make, it was hamburgers, baked beans, and mac and cheese on an open campfire. Because a lot of everything, you know, growing up, after where my mom and Nancy were working so much, I learned how to mainly microwave stuff.
Right.
I didn't feel safe using the oven, stove, or deep fryer that we had or anything. I kind of wish air fryers were kind of more of a thing back in the
When we
day.
were younger, I
Yeah.
know, right?
But that's probably my first big meal I ever cooked. Like even when I had my own apartment before we met.
Mm-hmm.
My meals that I cooked were microwavable or like a thing of mac and cheese, which you just follow the instructions.
Right.
But yeah, that was my first
Cool.
big meal.
So what do you, I mean, you've been kind of expanding with the baking and things. So
Mm-hmm.
what do you like to do more? Do you like to bake more or do you like to cook more?
Both. They're therapeutic for me.
I get that.
You know, not because I'm a big dude. Like most big people like to cook because it's therapeutic. Because they're going to eat it.
Mm-hmm.
I like doing it because it gives me like a purpose.
I
on
get
something.
that. And it's structural to a point.
Mm-hmm.
Of it lets you turn off your head and
Yeah.
you're focusing on a big task
Without burning stuff.
without burning stuff, and you know you mess it up, well, you're feeding your family or you're feeding somebody. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so we touched on you're expanding on the baking. Well, it's just been the last couple of years you really started kind of baking.
Especially since we moved in here.
Yeah. So, what is your favorite thing you've baked so far? Because you've baked a few different things.
I'd have to say it's a toss-up between the peanut butter cookies I learned how to make,
Mm-hmm.
or the cornbread loaf that I made was pretty awesome.
But which ones? Because you've made a few different varieties of the peanut butter cookies.
The regular peanut butter cookies. The powdered peanut butter cookies were okay. They turned out it was kind of they were different. But the ones I just made, I can just go in there with the 3 ingredients and whip them up real quick. Those are like my favorite ones because everyone loved them. The cornbread loaf that I made, I was pretty stoked by that because I didn't think it was going to work. And the banana bread muffins.
Those were so good. They were just like a couple days ago, but we killed them.
Well, I got more bananas, and 3 of them are going to be saved to make more, so I can make a video on how to make them.
Cool.
But yeah, like to me, those were like missing the walnuts and.
Oh yeah.
But not everybody likes walnuts and banana bread.
Right.
So.
And I wouldn't have done them whole either that we have in there. I would have chopped them up a little bit more.
Well,
because we're the muffins, because they're the little muffins. So.
Yeah. Also bacon. I'd have to say. What was it that I made? Those brownies. Those fudge brownies I made. Mm-hmm. The dark chocolate fudge brownies, the keto brownies.
Those were good. I was a little amazed at how good they were.
Yeah.
Because they were dark chocolate and they were so good.
Well, I think the big reason why they were keto is because they were dark chocolate.
They were dark chocolate. My personal opinion, I know y'all ain't going to agree with that. I mean, maybe, but, me and my sweet tooth self, those would have been perfect to have the caramel in them because of where they were the dark chocolate.
I'll do the marble caramel
and
stuff.
Have the, yeah.
Those would have been good with vanilla ice cream.
Just about anything's good with vanilla ice cream. I'm just saying.
But yeah, that's probably my favorite thing is to learn how to bake. But now I'm always learning how to bake stuff. Trying to look up recipes, especially now where I'm going to be on the big weight loss journey. I'm learning. I'm going to be sitting down soon and looking up recipes for everything we do like to eat that would be normally bad. And find alternatives for everything. If you guys know anything, leave comments below.
Absolutely.
Like links
We're
or whatever.
We're always open to suggestions.
My email is linked to this. So if, my email is linked on here for if you want to email me something, just make sure you put your name and why you're emailing me, so I don't just spam it and delete it. Just say recipe idea from YouTube, and that way I'll know not to delete it. But yeah.
Now take out the aspect where we are trying to eat healthier and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
What is something you'd like to learn to make, baking wise?
Baking wise.
I'm gonna go to baking first. You know me and my sweet tooth, so I'm gonna go baking first. Or has there not been anything pop out to you?
Well, I mean, not really, because I'm not big on sweets. Trust me, I'm not.
No.
My big downfall is potato chip and snacking. But
Chippies.
if I had to, it'd be like pies and cake. Oh well, no, I'll take his back. One of my favorite things I learned how to make was that bread pudding that I made.
That was so good.
That was probably, everybody ate it up.
And it was lactose okay, because I'm lactose intolerant to this point.
He didn't eat the crap out of it. He's very picky about bread pudding, and it made me so proud that he ate it. He ate more of it than anybody else.
Honestly, I did.
Aiden killed it, yeah. But, it was I'm lactose intolerant. So he does try to look for alternatives.
Almond milk.
And try to make alternatives in sweet stuff. Because I do have I've got a big sweet tooth. And
That's why I make the peanut butter cookies the way I did, because they didn't call for no milk or anything. It was just egg, sugar, and peanut butter. The bread pudding said it gave alternatives on what to use. So I used almond milk, unsweetened almond milk.
and it was
Um,
really, really good.
Anything I look at is going to be an alternative with almond milk. We get unsweetened because not everything's going to taste good with vanilla sweetened almond milk.
And I mean, that's mainly what we buy is almond milk, because even the kids notice the difference in how they feel with the difference between cow milk and almond milk. Because we used to buy cow milk all the time. I wasn't going to keep my kids just because I can't have it. Don't mean the kids can't have it.
And we what we do is we have a thing. It's called family meeting. What we do is we sit down and everybody has a say in what happens in this house. Me and Robin, we don't dictate everything that happens. We do if we think it's gonna like jeopardize the safety or something. I think that's one more order.
To a point we do, but I mean, as far because they're eating too. When it comes to things like that.
Yeah, because like the pancakes and eggs wasn't my day to cook. It was actually Delilah's idea. What we do is every Saturday or Sundays we sit down as a family, and we determine if we're gonna make what we're gonna make
For the week.
Like Robin and the kids pick Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. What's gonna be cooked. Fridays, fend for yourself day, and then I always pick Sunday dinner.
Which the reason we do that was mainly because of school.
So don't have
That's one other thing. We mainly do that because Friday. School time. Because when they're in school, it's Fridays. We're getting off of work. They're getting out of school.
Mm-hmm.
Fend for yourself is usually if they want a sandwich, if they want what's left, if there's any leftovers in there, or sometimes we order a pizza. That's usually our time to do that. Is first, or if we're going to maybe order some kind of takeout or whatever. It's
Which
usually
is
Friday or
really
Saturday.
few and far between.
It is few and far between. But yeah.
And what we do is whatever anybody. It doesn't matter if we don't have the food to cook the dinner. We order it. We get our food a week at a time. That saves money for us.
Keeps us from overbuying too.
Yeah, and two, it helps us with the space because where we live at is rent controlled, and our refrigerator and our freezer doesn't exactly have the space to maintain everything. So it really helps us with that. And since we lived here, I've cooked the majority of the dinners and stuff like that just because Robin works, and also it's therapeutic for me to cook. So and it helps me, and it'll help me be able to regulate me eating healthier better because I can determine how it's cooked. Like something that would normally be fried, that's why we have air fryers, because it can turn that fried chicken into air fried chicken, and it turns it to better. It's not grease, no fat, nothing really like that. Mm-hmm. And that air fryer's been such a lifesaver on so many things. But yeah, so but when it comes to cooking, though, to me, it's so pivotal to learn how to cook. You're not always going to be able to DoorDash in. Oh my God, I'm making a video. But you gotta.
What's in your mouth? Oh, sucker.
It's a joint. He's smoking the marijuana on YouTube.
I beat him.
But no. She's doing it. But I think it's pivotal for everybody to learn how to cook at least a couple meals, different meals.
At least learn the basics.
Learn how to me, like I told Aiden, the 3 big things he should learn how to cook is scrambled eggs, hard-boiled eggs. That counts as 1 because it's eggs. 2, grilled cheeses. Very simple, very hard to mess up. And 3, some kind of soup, like a chili or something of that nature, because chili is one of the easiest things to cook. because it takes very minimal spices and very minimal ingredients. You could take 2 cans of chicken breast, rinse them out, and boom, there's your protein.
Which we eat chicken chili instead of the beef chili. So.
Well, yeah, me and Delilah touched on a video talking about where we don't eat a lot of red meat because, one, it's not that healthy, and two, we noticed a big difference when we switched to strictly chicken, poultry.
I mean, guidelines anyway. You're supposed to have red
12 ounces of red meat a week.
A week, exactly.
And there for a while, we were having like 3 or 4 pounds a piece a week because of where we lived. But now, that's one thing I love about living here is that we regulate what does get brought into the house. And what I mean by us, I mean everybody. We all grocery shop. It's not just me or Robin that make a decision. Aiden makes a decision on what gets brung in. Delilah gets to make a decision on what gets brung in. But we do regulate what she picks.
Because not all junk food.
Because we would have nothing but cotton candy, unicorn pudding, and macaroni and cheese.
But everybody gets an opinion because they're eating it too. I'm not. Okay, this is shoved in front of you. You're going to eat it.
We expect them to at least try 2 bites. One bite, the first bite's always going to be the nastiest out of something new. The second bite does help with the palate. After 2 bites, they don't like it, they ain't got to eat it.
It's 2-bite rule, yes.
Like with Delilah, there's a certain baked bean that we would get that's like bourbon-style baked beans. She don't like them, so we don't buy them. Because it would be unfair for... She loves baked beans, though. So it would be unfair for us to buy just those and she not to get to have them.
But it's also, I'm not going to make a bunch of extra stuff either just because certain people like certain things. Mm-hmm. So
that's one of the big reasons why we do the dinner thing.
Exactly. That is why we sit down, family meeting. We got to figure out what we're going to have for the following week.
What's that, Starburst?
Yeah, it's one of those Starburst things.
Starburst came in that? Sorry. I didn't know Starburst came in that big bag.
It's not the Starburst. It's the generic 2-colored thing.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Put to her real quick. So let Daddy ask you a question. When we grocery shop, we give everybody a fair shot on what gets bought, don't we? Yeah? You get the grocery shop, too, for everything, right?
What?
When it comes to grocery shopping, you get an opinion on what gets brought in, right?
Yeah.
To me, I think that's like a big thing. Is a family dynamic on cooking is that we are a family that likes to cook. Me, I'm Hawaiian. I'm half Hawaiian, and everybody in the whole damn family cooks. Even the little kids, they learn how to peel. They learn how to trim and clean banana leaves when they're 2, or they learn how to wrap a fish. They learn how to wrap fish when they're 3. You learn all this stuff. But the only reason why I haven't taught them is we don't live in the area exactly that has the type of stuff. But, my kids love it when I cook a Hawaiian dinner. When I make ham and pineapple, my kids love it. Or when we get Hawaiian pizza, they love it. But I'm also from the country of like Norway and Iceland. Mixed with that there, a lot of fish gets eaten. And you
cannot eat fish.
Yeah, so it's mainly me and Aiden and Delilah that eat fish. One day it's like, I make shrimp.
Yep.
So, because...
And it's not just me that eats the shrimp, it's everybody that eats the shrimp.
And...
funny thing, I can't eat regular fish. It makes me sick. It's several different types of fish. We've never pinpointed exactly everything.
I forgot that was in there.
That's probably bad.
No, it's your
sister playing with the
No.
bucket.
August 3rd.
Oh, cool. We've got a couple months. And it's been in there, so... It's 7 years old.
Yeah, you can tell it's good because I still got all that in there.
Oh, it's questionable. Well, definitely don't have to refrigerate it now since you're opening it.
It smells perfectly fine. It smells like you just got from the store. So good. That is good.
I was going to say, because there's still stuff down at the bottom.
Here, you like shaking stuff here. Gosh.
Can you see?
Yeah, turn it upside down and shake it.
Make sure the lid's on good.
If it wasn't, it's like, but no, like, but you know, in your household, you know, Italian. And
I mean, we're Italian heritage, but I mean, a lot of the stuff we cooked was
country
food. It was the
you know,
fried
like
pork chops.
fried pork chop, SOS, stuff like that. And SOS stands for shit on the shingle. Sorry for cussing, but that's what SOS or beef tips, gravy, beef tip gravy on toast.
Homemade milk gravy.
Homemade milk gravy,
That's
tomato
all the
gravy.
It was the little packages of the beef.
That was good, don't you think?
That was mainly mom and dad.
Go ahead and pop it in the fridge.
Because there wasn't really none of us kids really like that. The
Tomato.
beef tip gravy.
And then you got tomato gravy, which is big. And then, but you know, like the big thing around West Virginia is home cooked meals. Everybody eats. No one goes hungry. You can have a mortal enemy. If they're hungry, you feed them. Nobody goes hungry. They don't have to eat around your table, but you don't want to see them starve though.
Exactly.
You know, like me and Robin were sitting there talking, like where we live at is a big community, and everybody looks after everybody. And if a kid came to our door and said they were hungry, they're gonna get something to eat.
Yep.
You know, I believe in, you know, when I was homeless, you know, everybody in my camp ate. You know, if someone got big, like someone was able to get like a big score from like the free pantries or something, everybody ate there. It was there. So, yeah, I mean, I learned how to cook a lot from mom when she worked at the deli. Like I learned how to make these breakfast sandwiches at Egg and Crushes. It's the cheesy bagels, the cheesy egg bagels.
Yeah.
I learned how to cook those. I learned how to fries, burgers. I mean, that's like where I learned how to cook a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Was from the deli. And, you know, at home, I learned a lot of the thing is, a lot of stuff I learned how to cook, you taught me how to cook. Like, when it comes to, like, beef and stuff like that, I taught myself how to cook until I figured it out that it was cooked right. You know, and then you fell in love with my burgers.
Yeah.
Like, you like it when I make my burgers, you like it when I make my chili and stuff like that.
Which his way of learning to cook is sitting there and watching every step that you take.
And then making it mine.
And then he'll ask some questions, you know, well, what's this, what's that? Occasionally, like, you know, seasoning if it's for a certain reason, whatever. That's his way. He doesn't like hands-on with somebody. He sits there, he watches. Maybe he'll take notes. They're playing back and forth.
No, come get some.
And then he'll go on his own, and he'll go in the kitchen on his own and do it.
That's what I like about living here is I can cook with nobody bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Do whatever.
But I think, yeah.
Now, get back on track because we went way past the
Squirrel.
questioning. I mean, yeah, road trip gone.
Oh.
We road trip, and that is what we do.
So,
We hit the baking. What is your favorite thing that you've learned to cook?
chili.
Chili?
I would say either chili or I'd have to say lasagna.
I ain't gonna lie, your lasagna's pretty bomb.
That is.
Ooh, stop.
The lasagna, or I like it when I make my garlic bread.
Oh, when you make the homemade garlic bread, that is good.
Yeah, but
Is there anything you want to learn to cook?
I learned how to cook spaghetti. I learned how to make stuffed shells, which you liked.
Specifically for my birthday. And they were so good.
I know how to cook. I'm pretty good. I know how to cook pretty good. But all this stuff I don't know how to cook that I would like to learn how to cook.
That was the question.
That was the question.
That was the question.
Yeah.
What would you like to learn to cook? That's Gosh,
Fried chicken. Like legit fried chicken.
my fried chicken.
Or just fried chicken.
My fried chicken. Get you in there.
Like get some chicken tenderloins.
And I ain't even gonna lie, that is my most hated thing to cook. Is fried chicken.
Well, no, you don't even have to do it. You just tell me the steps and I'll do it.
I'm saying in general, that is like my most hated thing.
Because I'm gonna use the air fryer. Because I'm gonna learn how to do it in the air fryer.
Well, you're gonna have to look that up, cause I don't know how we would make the chicken if it would go the same way.
Because I'm really not trying to cook in a bunch of grease.
Okay, I mean, right? I know. Okay,
well, no. Okay, take away fried chicken. If you wanted to learn how to cook something,
guys, I don't know how to use that air fryer. I mean, I get the gist of using the air fryer.
you push 2 buttons.
But I've used it like once. And I know it's dumb, but I'm scared I'm gonna break something. I'd rather cook on stove top.
I do pretty good turkey breasts. I know how to cook that. I want to learn how to cook pot roast.
Make a pot roast.
Yeah. Because around here it starts getting cool. And then you got them days.
Pot roast on the fall day.
Learn how to cook pot roast or chili, and I know how to make my chilies.
Yeah.
And all that, but a good pot roast every now and then. And I was sitting there thinking to make a pot roast, but maybe with a turkey roast.
Same idea.
Yeah.
You could, yeah. I don't know about the brown gravy though. Brown gravy packets. Turkey gravy packets.
Here's what I was thinking. Buy one of them turkey breasts that we buy all the time. Cook it, and then make our brown gravy like we make, and then try it like that. So we get an idea what the flavor palette would be like.
Get an idea of it. I've never been big on like chicken or turkey with brown gravy. Like poultry with brown gravy. That's just me personally.
It's more like yellow gravy, white gravy.
That's the the milk gravy or the chicken gravy, turkey gravy. Which chicken gravy, turkey gravy?
because the way
is pot packet.
Because with that type of gravy, just be like, might as well just make chicken and dumplings and turkey.
Because I've tried a few different times to make it like chicken gravy and turkey gravy from scratch.
Yeah.
They have not ended well.
You like my chicken and dumplings too?
Yeah, you make good chicken and dumplings.
Well, I think that's pretty much it.
Oh, she sounded like a pup.
I thought you stepped on her. I was like, when we're recording the video here, little chick.
She forgot. She done went back into her own little world.
That's what this is what these videos are. No editing, nothing. That's why I uploaded the one mess up earlier, so.
Well, I was saying move your bottle out of the way. Well, I was going over because she was in the living room. And now what you got? What is that?
This is what I use for. Bye-bye.
She did embarrass herself. She's running. All right. Oh.
But I think that's going to be it for us guys. If you leave a comment below on what you like to cook, or what you want to learn to cook, or for anything, or if you have any ideas on what you want us to try to cook, leave a recipe down below, or leave a link in the comments.
Yeah, because your video and all the majority cooking videos.
Yeah.
I
think the only thing I haven't
coming up, but it will not get recorded because.
Well, like I said, tomorrow will probably be the last video for this week until Sunday when I do make the lasagna, because we have family coming in, and I'm not going.
Cooking, so me and my bub.
I'm about to say I'm not gonna,
And he will not take kindly to us trying to video him for YouTube.
Yeah, because he won't look fabulous. But
camera.
I mean, if we grill, we can grill. We can record me and Aiden out.
Mm-hmm.
But more than likely, you won't see any video of any videos.
Until Sunday.
Friday, definitely not Friday or Saturday, but definitely on Sunday you will.
Unless it's just you, Friday. You should make a video yourself Friday.
Yeah, I could. I might. I don't know. But Friday, if I do decide to make a video, probably on 3rd Gen and not on this. If I do make a video on this, it'd be, discussing something or something like that. So I'm going to be sitting down and working out like a video schedule on what I could record and everything like that.
Right.
If it comes down to
It's a
that.
little piece of quiet on Friday because we ain't gonna be home.
Yeah.
Me and the children are running away with my bub for a few hours on Friday.
Yeah. And I need to. And Friday, I'll be getting a computer. So maybe editing videos and stuff. Or throw my hand in that, see what I can do for
Maybe
that.
throw
So
some razzle dazzle in there with them videos.
add some music that's at copyright free. But this is Delilah. That's Aiden, or the bub, the other bub.
The little bub.
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
And this is the mother, or Robin, the camera woman. And Jamie. See?